Hello everyone, thank you for joining. We will begin shortly.
Sorry, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining today's call on your Get Started on your ISV Partner Path with AWS and Ingram Micro Cloud. Today we've got Marcos Galat-Rossa, Paul O'Connell, and we've got a fun Kahoot game right at the end to win a pretty cool prize. So I'll just kick it off to Marcos to start. Over to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Marcus. I'm the actual ISV BDM for Ingram Micro, and today we're going to be presenting on our program Activate. And as Sonia mentioned, just going through the agenda, I'm going to present on Activate and why Ingram Micro. Paul will present on the actual AWS ISV Partner Path, and then afterwards we will have a Kahoot game at the end. With a price of a Ray-Ban smart glasses. So if you can move into the next slide. Yeah, so just a brief overview of what is the Activate program. The Activate program is actually a framework that we built to actually help ISVs through their journey on the AWS and other vendors programs. So the actual AWS program is called the ILLUMINATE. So that's why you see the Activate powered by ILLUMINATE. We'll go to the next slide, please. So before we jump in and talk about the Activate program, I just want to give a brief on the concept and the business model around distribution. Right, so on the very top, you have an ISV over there that's actually have built a solution and is looking now into actually deploy the solution at scale. So that's when an ISV will actually engage with a distributor, and Ingram Micro is one of the largest distributor globally, and we can actually engage through our resellers, and through our resellers we'll sell to the actual end customers. Can you move into the next slide, please? So just a little bit around Ingram and our landscape and what a few numbers around here. So we manage 30 million seats over in our platform. So we have our own platform that's called Cloud Blue, and we also resell that platform, and we have 200 vendor partners using that platform currently. We actually have that platform performing 64 countries, 6 languages, and 14 currencies. We have over 12.1 million seats managed through our CSP. And as you can see as well, there is a number of specialists, software engineers, and channel associated that can actually support you through that journey. Next, please. So just a little bit around our global footprint. So we have operation in 52 countries, and as you can see as well, spread across a number of continents over there. So by partnering with Ingram Micro, you can actually have a footprint well spread across the globe. Next, please. So just some stats around the actual the company size that we work with, the annual sales, and the industries that we currently work on. So if you look at these numbers, you can see that we are really focused on the SMB space, and we have a very large coverage on the SMB market. With 80% of the companies that we work with less than 50 employees, and as you can see over there, if we deep dive into the actual employee size, 67% of that less than 20 employees, with 54% with less than 5 million in annual revenue. And you can see across industries as well that service is one of the primary ones, but we cover a large number of services industry over there with finance, wholesale, manufacturing, and retail over there. Next, please. So in the Activate program, we create a framework and how we actually engage with partners. And in the next slide, we're going to go and deep dive into the actual how that framework works. But it's basically an end-to-end engagement where we start the journey with the partner, trying to identify where the partner is in the journey, what is that we need to help, and then we move into actually building up solutions with that partner and helping them with the current solution, understanding what is the next steps, what engagement we have to have with the actual vendors, and then we start the actual journey. Once that actual service is ready, we move into the actual go-to-market stage. In the go-to-market stage, we have internal and external resources that can actually help our partners, and we have create tools that will help us through the journey with the actual ISV partners. And we also have dedicated sales specialists that we can actually engage on the pre and post sales. We have over 100 certified AWS technical experts that we will work inside of Ingram Micro. And once that we actually that technical point, we move into the actual scale component where we actually able to take that partner and help them with our marketplace as well as the vendor's marketplace, in this case AWS. Next, please. So if we look at the cloud maturity of our ISV partners, we actually put that in 3 pillars. We have the building pillar, the grow pillar, and the scale pillar. So in the first build is that ISVs that are really starting the journey with AWS, and we're going to engage and we're going to start the journey from the very beginning. So we're going to look at helping that partners with APM, helping with the FTRs, with the well-architected review framework, and help that partner to start building everything to take that solution to market. In the growth space is that partners that already start their journey with AWS, and they want to accelerate the actual journey through our market and strategy. And at scale is that partner, the top AWS partners that we will be engaging with. And on that journey, we will help that partner to actually take into scale globally in open up to other markets through the actual AWS marketplace as well as our own marketplace. Next, please. So on the Activate wheel, that's the actual journey and the framework that we take our partners through when we're actually engaging. So starting from the top, like, recruiting partners, we have mechanisms such as the Activate program where we recruit partners, and we have an environment where you can actually engage with the Ingram Micro specialists. One of the things that we're just about to launch on that platform as well, it's a forum where our partners will now be able to actually communicate with the other partners as well, and post questions and have conversation with other ISVs that have similar challenges and working in different solutions. Once that we go through that recruit mode, we're moving to the build stage. So on the build stage, we'll start by planning and sitting down with the ISV and start looking at what is the strategy, how are you going to build, what is the ISV wants to achieve, markets that they want to play, and then we're moving into the actual component where we're going to engage with our technical resource, and then we'll start building the actual the cloud assessments. We're going to start looking at the foundation technical review, building up the well architecture framework review, and then we move into the service component. That's where we start delivering the remediations of that well architecture review and the FTRs. We start looking at how we can actually specify your product or pacify. We're looking at migration, how we're going to move that actual workloads from on-prem to cloud service, so we can actually facilitate ones that we want to take the service up to scale. Then we move into the operations component. That's when we're going to start looking at the commercial models. One of the things that we look at are things like RR, and we will have things that we're going to be doing around maximizing the potential, looking at the security and how we can actually help the partner through that ecosystem. And once that we complete that, we move into the actual go-to-market strategy. So that's where we start having a conversation with our partners around what is your go-to-market strategy. So some partners will have a strategy of going directly to customers. Other ones will want to use the channel, and we'll pick it up the actual the go-to-market strategy and look at verticals and decide how we're going to operate. And then we move into the execution of that go-to-market strategy. That's when we actually engage with our marketing team and agencies. So we have people that will work that specialized in ISVs, and we have packages that can help deliver the solutions and take them to market. And we have actually created solutions where we can actually deliver that package in a very cost-effective, and some of that are value-add service. Some of them are actually co-funded, and some of them co-funded with vendors. And then we move into the innovation bit. That's when, we look at solutions today, and we look into a ever-changing sort of environment. So we look at things like AI, IoT solutions, how are we going to modernize that apps, and that we take that into execution as well. Can you please move into the next slide? So we have 4 pillars that we basically focus in the program. The first pillar is the coaching piece, and as I mentioned before, we start that journey looking at where are you at the moment, and where do you want to get. So in the coaching piece, we will help partners with the APNs, with the FTR, with their well architecture review, and once framework review. And once that we do that, we can actually looking to engage with our technical teams and look at things like our COE and how are we going to execute that? How are we going to help you to get from the actual planning stage to the actual execution phase? Once that we complete that, we have a solution that we are ready to take to market. So that's when we start talking about with our marketing team and engaging the internal and external resource into our marketing team to help you to take that solution to market. And then we go into sales. Like sales will help you to actually execute that go-to-market strategy and take also help with our expertise to help you in the pre and post-sale mode. Next, please. So when we look at AWS ILLUMINATE, we look at like pillars, and we spoke about the pillars before. So to summarize, like we have the actual AWS certification that we can help you. We can help you, assist you through the actual like getting your APN, helping you through with the FTRs. We have also a partnership with SyncWork that can help you through a transformation program that's a 100 plane. If you want a 100-day plane, if you want to have any talk about that, we can actually engage, and we're going to have the name of our representatives at the end that you can look at, and you can actually engage with us to have further conversations around that. We can actually help you through the partner program and the other thing, marketing program, and the other things, the rewards, RIs, and services that we can actually help you. So one of the things that we can do and is unique to Ingram Micro is our RIs. We can actually abide our reserve instance back to you if you actually have a customer that no longer requires to use the resource. And if you want to know more about that, you can actually engage with one of us and we can have that commercial conversation. Next, please. So this is one offer that we have over here, and this is like something that is actually exclusive to Ingram Micro. So if you're looking to start your journey into the FTR, one of the things that you can do as a partner, you can go and register your APN and start having download the FTR like documentation and forms and do all the reviews yourself. But one thing that we have over here, we actually partner with an ops. Ops is also an ISV. And what you can do in actual 90 minutes, you can actually download that and have a review of all the FTRs points that you need to review. And then after that, you can actually engage with our COE team, and then we can actually review that with you and get you ready to get that certification. And if we move into the next slide, please. This is the offer that we currently have with AWS. So if you complete your FTR remediation, you look at the actual well-architected framework review, and you review that in 25%. You register your APN and your ISV path with the actual, and you get the badge. Then you receive $10,000 of AWS credits. You can do that by contacting one of like us that you have the details at the end, or you can go direct to our like ISV program at Activate that we have the link right now, and you can register there. So now I'll assign people that will be presenting on the actual AWS path, and Paul, over to you.
Thank you, Marcos. That was great. Good morning, everyone. I was going to say good afternoon, but we're not quite there yet. My name is Paul O'Connell, and I'm part of the AWS team here at Ingram Micro. As Marcos mentioned at the start, I work closely with Marcos and the rest of the AWS team. I've been on board with Ingram since May of this year, so please go gently on me. No, just kidding. I was debating whether to put my camera on today, but unfortunately, after 6 months of being in lockdown and haven't had time to have a haircut, so I thought I'd best just leave it off. So, COVID hair, not a good look. But on a serious note, what I'd like to do now is take you through a bit of the benefits and what are some of the features of the AWS ISV Partner Program. If you're new to AWS, some of this will be familiar to you, but if you're just starting out or just dipping your toe in the water, hopefully there'll be some good information that you'll get from this. Just before we begin, interestingly enough, people tend to think of AWS as this big, massive company, and obviously they are, billions of dollars in revenue. We all know the story. But a lot of the customers that I work with, actually have AWS partners that I work with at the moment, have really come from that small startup ISV background. So it's very much in their DNA around working with partners who are on the ISV path and who do come from that startup background. So wherever you are on your AWS journey, whether you're just starting out or you're working closely with them, AWS is they do come from that background. They do understand that culture quite well. So I think you'll find it quite rewarding. So what is the AWS ISV Partner Path? Effectively, it's a way of helping you get your business that's based around an ISV, an AWS software, profitable quickly. And that's by helping you leverage and connect with the various AWS resources. High level, that's basically it. There's a lot more detail that I could get into, but it's really about helping your business get profitable by aligning you with the different AWS resources that can help you do so. The partner benefits, well, I've touched on the first one there. It's about helping fast track your engagement. The second 2 points I'd like to spend a moment talking about. The reviewed by AWS solution. Think of that as your golden ticket or your visa stamp or whatever you want to call it. When you can put that on your website, on your solution, that opens up a whole lot of doors in terms of getting you in front of extra customers. And the third point there, which is really important, it unlocks a whole series of funding benefits, which I'll talk about in a minute, that can help accelerate the marketing programs that Marcus touched on earlier and really get your product and your solution in front of a wide variety of customers. Okay, when you start working with AWS, you'll hear the term 5 pillars quite a bit. That'd be actually quite a good name for a company. But think of it as the same way as you would building a house. Creating a software system is a lot like, as I said, constructing a building or a house or whatever. If the foundation isn't solid, structural problems can undermine the integrity and function of what you're building. So when you're building any solution based on AWS, it's important that you incorporate these 5 pillars, which I'll see here. And obviously there's a bit of technical detail that goes into that, so I won't go into too much detail. But the key takeaway from that is all the solutions that you build need to incorporate the different elements of the 5 pillars that are listed on this slide. As I said, that's the first step in building your solution on an AWS platform. It helps cloud architects build basically the most secure, high-performing, resilient, and efficient infrastructure for their applications. And it's as I said, this is something that you'll become quite familiar with when you start to work more with AWS. Okay, I think Marcos touched on this earlier, but I'll just touch on it again. The FTR, or Foundation Technical Review, used to be known as the Technical Baseline Review, pretty much the same thing. Basically, it enables you to identify and remediate any risks in your products or solutions. The FTR requires you to implement the AWS well-architected framework in best practice related to security, reliability, and operational excellence. That's referring, of course, back to this slide, just the previous slide, of course. FTR is typically led by an AWS solutions architect in a one-to-one engagement. And there's no cost to this, which is really good. And all AWS partners are encouraged to conduct an FTR, basically to mitigate any risk or make sure that your solution works. The important point about an FTR is it gives you that reviewed by AWS solutions badge. Now, again, think of that as a really important ticket in opening up opportunities. That means that the solution has passed the test, it's passed the relevant stress test, it's been through all the different procedures to make sure it works. Yeah, and it's a really important start in getting you kick-started on your AWS journey. FTR is valid for 2 years from the date of approval. And typically they tend to be renewed every 2 years. But yeah, just bear that in mind. Now there's 3 different types of FTRs. I'll just quickly let you read them. Hosted and managed rather. Next one there is customer deployed and other. So effectively you would just align your solution to whichever whichever category rather that it fell into. Okay. Of course, AWS Marketplace. Yes, really exciting thing here. One of the great benefits of the ISV program is the potential to have your product listed on AWS Marketplace. Amazon, of course, pioneered the whole concept of internet shopping, so it's probably an area where they have a bit of experience. But the ability to have your product listed there exposes your solution to a huge variety of end users and customers. So the ability to scale is really significant if you can get on AWS Marketplace. So again, a huge benefit. of the AWS ISV Partner Program is the opportunity to participate in the marketplace. You've probably all seen it, we've probably all heard of it, but it really can help expose your solution to a huge audience. And we've got a number of partners who are with Ingram at the moment who've done just that, and they're really seeing the rewards. Sorry, pardon me. So the next slide I'd like to touch on is the ISV Accelerate program. So really that's just about connecting you with the different sales resources within AWS rather. So effectively, once you get the FTR and you get once you've been reviewed by the 5 pillars and you get the FTR, we can then start to connect you with the different AWS sales resources. The big thing to remember with AWS is they're in front of thousands of customers, and they own sort of, I think it's 40% of the market, whatever it is. So their ability to get in front of customers of all shapes, all sizes, all verticals is huge. What this does, it connects you with those different sales reps, and they can connect you directly to those end users. So that's a really important part of the AWS Partner Program, the ability to connect with the AWS wider sales team to take your solution to a wider market. So think about it this way: if an AWS rep is talking to one of their end customers and they say, look, I need a solution that can do X, they can immediately flick through their Rolodex of customers and they can pick you. So it's a really important tool to help get your solution to a wider market. The competency program, which is the next slide that you're looking at now, again, is a really important, another really important pillar of the AWS ISV program. It effectively is a specialization. Yeah, competency specialization, same thing. It might be around migration, it might be around virtualization, it might be around voice. There's a whole host of things that you can specialize in. But effectively, it really positions you as the expert or the go-to partner in this particular field. So again, I really would encourage you to look into how to get a competency. A lot of the partners that I work with that have competencies, the ability to scale and grow their AWS business has significantly increased. It does involve a significant investment of time and technical resources, but the benefits that I've seen with working with partners have been quite significant. And as you can see, a couple of the benefits there, it unlocks a key go-to-market support. So by gaining a competency, you unlock funding and ability to get to marketing funds and ability to promote your solution to a wider audience. So again, the benefits of a competency are definitely something to look at. Two things I'd like to touch on here as part of the funding is training, the sandbox credits and market development funds. Sandbox credits are great when you're just starting out, you're testing your product. You can run it in a test environment, put it through a stress test, test it, make sure it does everything it says it does, and not have to worry about the ongoing consumption. So that's a really good way of putting your product on a different platform, making sure it works, and testing it. And of course, not having to worry about consumption. A lot of customers that I've worked with have done just that. They've put their product on in this sandbox and they've been able to test it, make the changes, and then they've been able to refine it and take it to a wider audience. Next phase of that comes in around marketing development funds. Again, that's when you can say you might put together a marketing campaign, whatever it might be, to take your solution to a wider audience. So those two solutions there go hand in hand in helping you build your solution out to a wider customer base. Pardon me. Like most vendors that you'll deal with, they have a deal reg program. AWS call it ACE or APN. That's the acronym there. And effectively, it's just around by lodging a deal registration or engaging in the ACE program. Again, it does two things. It increases your visibility rather with the AWS sales team, and it allows them to take your solution to the wider audience and reap the benefits. And also, the second thing it does is it unlocks, again, a further series of technical and sales resources to help scale it, your solution, and take it to that wider audience. So again, if you do come across an opportunity, or if you're working with a customer, I would encourage you to lodge it in the ACE portal, which is AWS's effectively their deal reg portal. Yeah, that slide just takes you through some of the processes, but once you get more involved with AWS, this will become a lot clearer. The Service Ready program, actually sort of similar to the competency program that I touched on earlier. Effectively, it's designed to validate products built by AWS partners that work with specific AWS services. These products are technically validated by an AWS Partner Solution Architects for their sound architecture and adherence to AWS best practices. Attaining an AWS Service Ready designation helps partners promote their products globally. So that's really important. If you want to sort of look at scaling into Asia or other markets, the AWS Service Ready certification is a really important one. Yeah, so this next slide here, just wrapping up, this slide just shows you just how to get started on it. The most important thing is just to sign up as an AWS ISV partner, and then someone from AWS will be in touch to take you through the rest of the process. But the key thing here is I'd like to emphasize, there are a whole host of benefits if you sign up as an AWS ISV partner, which I've touched on in my presentation. And I guess the next thing to do, if you're looking to, is to reach out to myself or Marcos if you've got any questions. But sign up is fairly easy, it's fairly painless, and someone from AWS or Ingram will be there to help you, guide you through the process. The last slide before I hand over to the Kahoot quiz, no doubt you're all waiting for that, is a POA program, co-invest with you. As I said, it's another part of the marketing funds to help you get your solution to a wider audience. This is something you can take advantage of once you've started the program, again, to help you work with AWS to sort of get your solution out to a wider audience. It's just a marketing program that you can take advantage of. It's a little bit difficult to get into exact figures, but effectively think of this as a way of helping you market your product to a wider audience. Okay, that's effectively the presentation. And I'd like to pass back to Marcos for a quick wrap up and conclusion. Marcos, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, so basically, thank you very much, Paul, and I guess everyone's probably ready to go to the Kahoot, beat the game, and we'll probably we'll go to the game, and then afterwards, if we have questions, we'll go through the questions and answer. But here's actually our details. If you want to know anything around the actual Activate program, you can contact, if you're an ISV and you want to start your journey, you can contact me, or if you already start your journey and you want to have deeper conversations around the actual program and how to actually engage with AWS, you can contact Paul and Neil direct as well. So I'll just pass in to start the game, and then if we have any questions, we'll go through that.
Okay, so just going to pass presentation over to Dorothy. She's going to take you through the Kahoot quiz. There's some great prizes, so please hope you can stay around. Dorothy, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Paul and Marcos. I hope you're all ready to kickstart this Kahoot. Let me just wait to share my screen. So beforehand, I hope, firstly, for those that haven't played Kahoot before, it would be best for you to just Google kahoot.it and you'll be able to join the game once I put on the pin. If not, feel free to download the app and we'll kick start very shortly. One thing to also note, we have 7 questions for you all. I hope you can see my screen now. The game pin is 3297105, and I'll wait for all of you to join. So yes, we've got 7 questions. We've got 2 random questions, one random one at the very beginning and another random question at the very end. And the 5 other questions will be relevant to what has been discussed during this webinar. We do have some Ray-Ban smart glasses up for grabs. So whoever wins that, well, good luck. It is quite a unique prize. It allows you to, it's not just a normal pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses, they've got a camera attached to it too. And also just keeping in mind, even though you get the questions wrong, it is also a game of speed. So the faster you go, the more points you have. So I'll give you guys about maybe 30 more seconds and then we can kick start. I think I might as well just start since no one else is entering. and good luck, everyone. Okay, so question 1. This is a random question. Question 1, what colors are the Norwegian flag? Is it white, green, and blue, red, white, and blue, red, yellow, and white, or green, red, and yellow? You guys are answering pretty quick, which is good. Awesome, so 8 of you guys got it right. The answer is red, white, and blue. So we've got Sunny up the top. Well done, Sunny. Well done, Andrew and Aiden. So the next question will be relevant to what has been mentioned in the webinar. So what is the name of the Ingram Micro ISV program? Is it Activate, Inspire, The Garage, or Startup? Let's hope you guys get this one right. Okay, awesome. 10 of you got it right. So the answer is Activate. Well done, Andrew. And well done, VL and Aiden. Question 3. How many seats are managed through the Ingram Micro CMP? Is it 180,000, 12.1 mil, 12.3K, or 1.4 mil? The answer is blue, so it's 12.1 mil. Well done, VL and Aiden and Sean. Next question. Question 4, how many countries does Ingram Micro operate? Is it 6, 28, 34, or 52? The answer is 52. Well done to the 7 that got it correct. And well done to Aiden. So you've got a 4 streak going on. Well done, Boris and Marco. 5th question. What is the largest industry that Ingram Micro supports? Is it the services industry, manufacturing, finance, or construction? Awesome, everyone got it right. Thank goodness. So the answer is services industry. And Aiden is still on fire on a 5 streak win. Question 6, what is the name of the tool that Ingram Micro offers to support the foundational technical review? Is it Cloud Checker, Cloud9, NOps, or Shopify? Awesome, well done to the 3 of you, and the answer is NOps. Well done to Aiden. And the last question is a random one. Which country invented tea? Is it India, is it England, China, or Brazil? And the answer is surprisingly China. So well done to the 4 people that got it correct. So third prize, or third winner is Aiden. Second winner is Marco. And first is Boris. Wow, that was an unexpected win. Well done,
And
Boris.
that marker is not, it's Marco, it's not Marcus, right? So just like, you know, like someone thinking that like I got insights and I was actually like, yeah, well done, Boris, and well done, Marco.
Just quickly, well done to the winners. If you wouldn't mind just popping your names in the chat window, sometimes people, it's just so we know your email addresses to send the prizes to. So if you could just do that, that'd be good. Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. And I'll pass it back to Paul for, I guess, Q&As. Is that right?
Yeah, there's Q&A. Thanks. Okay, great. Thanks for that. I hope you've all enjoyed and hope you, thanks for participating in the Kahoot quiz. Just seeing if there's any questions have come through on the screen. Just give me a moment. Marcos, just a question for you that's come through. Someone's just asked, look, how do they get started if they want to know a bit more? Can they reach out to you? What's the best way just to get more information on what the Ingram Micro offering? Could you want to cover that one off?
Yeah. So basically, there's probably two ways. One is actually contacting any of the actual names in the screen, and we have like our mobiles and landlines over there and emails. Or you can also go to ingrammicro.activate, that we have the link, and what we'll do be sharing like with you guys as well. You can go straight over there and just register, and from then you can actually register your interest on having a conversation with the BDM, with the technical guys. And the other thing as well that it's important to actually let you guys know as well is that you can win points and awards by engaging through webinars like this one, also through like engagements when you book meetings with the BDMs, with the actual like solutions architect and everything else through the actual platform itself.
Okay, excellent. And the other question
the link with everyone.
Oh, nice one. Okay. And the other question is, does Ingram Micro, pardon me, in Australia, they work across all industries? So the question really is, you know, I know you said we specialize in services, but, you know, can you work across different verticals, whether it's government, whether it's finance, etc.? That's a question from one of the attendees.
Yeah, I think that's yeah. And that stats over there are global. And you know, when you look at that stats and you look at mining, we have.
Oops, you dropped out there, Marcos. Okay, Marcos, we think we might have lost you. You just broke up there, but
yeah.
So we can hear you now. I think we just lost you when you talked about mining, so maybe just
So what I was saying is that, like, you know, like when we look at that pie, it's a representation of the global position of Ingram Micro. It is service that we largely serve, but you know, we served all the other industries as well, and especially in Australia. Mining represents a large industry that we serve. We serve retail as well, and we help a lot of ISVs through the retail side of things. The financial services, health, it's really big in Australia as well, and government as well. And we're currently working to get the accreditations at the AWS to work with the government, and we're almost there with that.
Okay, nice one. So the key messaging there for anyone waiting on is that we work across all verticals, not just, you know, whatever it's big, small, whatever it is, we can definitely help you with that. Okay, just seeing if there's any other questions coming through. Yeah, but Marcos, just one final question I might just pass to you, if that's okay, is in terms of number of staff to get started, you know, do you have to have a certain number of people? Can you, you know, is there minimum requirements in terms of number of staff, anything like that?
Not really. Like, you know, like we work with ISVs that have 1-2 employees all the way to large ones with over like 1,000 employees. So it's not really the most important thing is, like, you know, like probably 2 components. One is there a appetite in the market for what you're doing, and you know, like looking at what do you want to build and how do you want to take there. So like we work with ISVs from the beginning of their journey all the way to when they are actually like mature. So there is no small or big, or like we work with all ISVs.
Okay, excellent. Okay, I don't think I've got any more, there doesn't seem to be any more questions. So I guess if there's nothing further, it's almost midday.
I just had one
sorry.
in the chat box, sorry.
Yep, yeah, go please, yep.
Oh yeah, they just wanted to see what the website was to sign up. So I will email that when we do the follow-up. But if you guys want to do it straight away, it's IM, the letter I and then M, activate.com.au.
Oh, thank you for that, that's great.
To sign up, there's heaps of resources, training, offers, prizes, money, a lot of good content in there.
Yeah. And as I mentioned as well, we're about to launch the forum as well, in which, like, you know, it's going to be really good for the ISVs as well. And it's going to be a place that we can communicate and talk about our challenge and see if we can reach out to other ISVs to actually see if that's the challenges are familiar in between one to the other.
Excellent. I think that's all the questions. So if there's nothing further, thank you so much for attending. I really appreciate your time today. As I mentioned, AWS is a really important partner for us here at Ingram. If you've got any queries, anything at all, whether it's around ISVs or the consulting partner path, please reach out to myself or Marcos. You can see our details there on the screen. I've got nothing else.
Sorry, I just had to add one more thing. So the first two to sign up to the imactivate.com.au, they'll both win tickets to Ticketek.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can use them for next year. So wherever you are in the country, you can pre-book or send it on as gifts if you can't get there. So good luck and thank you so much for joining today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
I'll wrap it up here. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.